The following program is produced by students of the Brian Lamb School of Communication at Purdue University.
This week on Fast Track, we'll learn about the steps Purdue has taken to ensure the safety of students during campus emergencies. We'll also take a look at how the community celebrated the Lunar New Year.
Later, we'll sit down with Purdue wrestler Danny Sabatello for a season wrap-up. These stories and more are coming up on this week's edition of Fast Track.
Welcome to Fast Track. We're bringing you this week's show from the Purdue Memorial Union. I'm Scott Jeffrey.
And I'm Erica Lewin. Crime on college campuses continues to make headlines, and Purdue is no exception. However, with dedicated personnel and state-of-the-art facilities, Purdue remains one of the safest campuses in the country.
The campus is lucky enough to be one of the few universities in the country to have its own police and fire department. Fast Track reporter Connor Lewis met with law enforcement officials to learn about the newest safety procedures the university has put in place.
Just over a year ago, Purdue was faced with one of its greatest challenges, an on-campus shooting, and its emergency personnel was pushed to the limit. Since then, it's proven itself to be one of the safest and most dedicated in the nation. And also, they've installed new technologies on campus, such as these alert beacons, in 27 of Purdue's biggest on-campus buildings. They give real-time alerts to students and professors that may be faced with one of these on-campus emergencies. Purdue has always been a safe place for students. In fact, we're the only Big Ten school with its very own fire department, and that is something very few other universities can say they have. The alert system is intended to warn students and faculty to hazards ranging from a tornado, gas leaks, and other potentially life-threatening scenarios. This system was used during the shooting that took place last January. There were reports of students not being able to get consistent information from email, text, and Twitter alerts during this particular incident.
Well, during the shooting, it was kind of impractical just because there's just a million rumors going on.
Mr. Wright, the director of emergency preparedness, explained how there are now more layers in campus emergency procedures to make situational awareness better and more efficient.
From our Purdue Dispatch Center here at the Purdue Police Department, it actually activates not only the text, it activates the Twitter text, the desktop pop-up alert, the alertus beacon, and BoilerTV. So that same message that goes to the text will also hit all these other areas. And what we're trying to do is flood the system to say, here's the problem, here's what we want you to do, and then we'll follow that up with more information on the campus status page.
The alert system is able to quickly relay messages regarding the safety of students.
There's the instance just a couple weeks ago where something was happening at the co-rec with a certain package, and I had actually been planning on going to the co-rec that day. I wasn't able to do it. Whenever you hear about some kind of violence happening in the community, you know you can avoid a certain area, and you know that the police are aware of it. So it's pretty comforting, I would say.
There are a few things that students and instructors can do on their own to be more prepared for campus emergencies.
We encourage everybody to go to the emergency preparedness website a couple times a year. If you find yourself going there every day, you're a little too paranoid, because we're a very safe campus here. But we would like for you to go and review these procedures, as I said, a couple times a year to determine what one should do if in that rare situation you're subjected to one of these kind of hazards. I've been very impressed in the time that I've been here with what I've seen. So I think we're very lucky to have both those organizations represent Purdue.
Purdue University's Fire and Rescue also includes emergency medical and hazardous material response units. Our police are trained for situations ranging from the worst case of a shooting to their day-to-day requirements. Purdue continues to maintain and improve our campus safety. Reporting for Fast Track, I'm Connor Lewis.
Thanks, Connor. Students who enjoy producing videos now have the opportunity to showcase their work on TV. The newly established channel, Pete TV, gives students from all departments the chance to air their productions for all campus to see.
The channel broadcasts everything from talk shows to music videos. Fast Track reporter Jeffrey Webb sat down with the students managing the new channel to get the story.
Have you ever wanted to be on TV? Have you ever wanted to work behind the scenes? Maybe you're just bored with your boring life not on TV. That changes today.
Purdue now has a class where students will manage a TV station called Pete TV. The media management class is an opportunity for students to gain experience working in the television field.
I really hope the COM 497 media management class learns how to build something and how to create something from nothing. The goal for the media management class is to program the station, promote the station, and develop some programming.
The media management class is not the only group creating content for Pete TV. The student organization, Boiler Productions, is also helping produce content for the channel.
A channel is being put together by two kind of different organizations. The content has to be produced, and so a lot of that production work happens through a student organization, Boiler Productions, but then it also happens through just things that have already been created from classes or out on campus. And so then that stuff gets sent to the media management class, which is in charge of programming all of it and making sure that every night has the allotted time filled with that work that they've been sent.
My perfect dream would be that other communications courses develop specifically to create content for the Pete TV programming. A piece that Fast Track does, or a piece that the veterinary school does, or Cranert, or anyone does, can be viewed by anyone in the world, and maybe on demand as well.
Whether it is a short film, a weekly drama, or their friends doing stand-up on a Friday night, Pete TV is a place where students will be able to share videos they have produced. Pete TV will be provided through the residence halls, Union Hotel, academic buildings, and other locations around campus.
Pete TV is going to be available 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. on BoilerTV channel 26.2. The audience is all throughout the residence halls, all throughout the Union, all their television sets, throughout the rec center, throughout lots of administrative buildings, and even the hotel at the Union. So there's a huge audience of 14,000 plus. Everyone will be able to see this in our little internal network. Now, my dream for the future is that this channel will be streamed live to everyone in the world.
We're really just trying to get as much content as we can. So if anybody has anything that they've ever created in their life, and it's student produced, then we'll put it on the channel because that's pretty cool. To submit the videos to the channel, they can send it to our email address, which is mediamanagers.purdue@gmail.com.
Reporting for Fast Track, I'm Jeffrey Webb.
Thanks, Jeffrey. After the break, we'll visit the community celebration of the Chinese New Year.
We'll also discuss the closing of the Apparel Design and Technology program that has been at Purdue since the 1970s.
Later, meteorologist Joseph Bauer will tell us if we can expect some warmer weather next week. We'll be right back.
We are all Boilermakers, but we're also much more. We're history makers, exploring the farthest reaches of our universe, often when strapped to a rocket. We are hope makers, rebuilders of Haitian cityscapes who ensure they'll now withstand any disaster. We are difference makers, developers of drought-resistant crops that just might end world hunger. The fact is, what we make moves the world forward. We are Purdue, makers all.
I am an American.
I am an American. I am an American.
I am an American.
I am an American.
That's the way most of us put it, just matter of factly.
They're plain words, those four. You could write them on your thumbnail
or sweep them across a bright autumn sky.
But remember, too, that they are more than just words.
They are a way of life.
So whenever you speak them firmly.
Speak them proudly. Speak them gratefully. I am an American.
I am an American.
I am an American.
I am an American.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
That we do, and we try and you, yeah, you. Have you ever dreamed of being on TV? Well, in the Brian Lamb School of Communication, we do more than that. You can learn about camera operation, lighting techniques, live TV shows, real client PSAs, weekly news productions, and more. For more information about the video production programs, visit our website or the advising office.
More than 1.5 billion people celebrated the Chinese Lunar New Year on February 19th. At Purdue, more than 4,000 Chinese students and scholars celebrated the New Year with a carnival and various performances.
The celebration continues to grow and brings in many members of the community each year to share in the festivities. Fast Track reporter Sharon Tai has a story.
Chinese Lunar New Year, also known as Spring Festival, is the most important annual festival for all Chinese people. The date for the Chinese New Year fluctuates based on the lunar calendar, and each year is marked by one of the 12 animals. This year, New Year's Eve falls on the February 18th, and it is the Year of the Sheep, also referred to as the Year of the Goat or Ram. The New Year celebrations will last for 1 week and start with the 25th Annual Spring Festival Gala on February 15th at Loeb Playhouse in Stewart Center, held by Purdue University Chinese Student and Scholars Association.
So actually every year we have different ways to celebrate, but the New Year Gala is the most important one. Because our central TV, which is CCTV, plays the New Year Gala every year. So every child has this kind of memory that family gathering together and watch the CCTV New Year Gala.
The purpose of it is to provide Chinese students and scholars a sense of home.
我就是在这边做访问学者，完了的话就想感受一下中国人在美国这边过年的一种氛围。
I recently moved to Lafayette, and one thing that I really thought about was the big number of Chinese and Asian students here. So I'm curious to see a little more what your New Year is about. Thank you.
This is my third time being the host, usually the only foreigner.
I came here because I miss my family, so I want to have the atmosphere like when I'm in China.
Although the performances are mainly in Chinese, the Spring Festival Gala is open to all Purdue students, faculties, and larger Lafayette community.
Hooksa Spring Festival Gala is basically for all the Chinese students and scholars here in Purdue. But we are open to all the people in this community. And it is also a very good opportunity for American people to know about Chinese culture.
Chinese New Year celebrations traditionally run from Chinese New Year's Eve, which is the last day of the old year of the Chinese calendar, to the Lantern Festival on the 15 days of the New Year, making the festival the longest one in the Chinese calendar. Other celebrations are sponsored by the Confucius Institute. In order to provide a chance for American people to learn more about Chinese culture and the Lunar New Year, Lucky Lantern, written by Professor Joel Aberb, is performed by the co-sponsoring Department of Theater in the Roof School of Visual and Performing Arts on February 18th in Feller Hall, Stewart Center.
Department of Theater has partnered with the Confucius Institute on several projects. So this is one of those projects where we try to use theater to help communicate information about Chinese culture to the local audience.
It's 1st to 6th graders, mostly elementary schoolers, who aren't really educated on Chinese culture, Chinese New Year, anything about the lunar calendar, but it's open to anyone, obviously, who wants to just enjoy Chinese culture.
This educational outreach project is performed by both American and Chinese students, and will also perform in local elementary schools. Reporting from Fast Track, I'm Sharon Tai.
Thanks, Sharon.
We're going to head back to the studio where meteorologist Joseph Bauer has a look at this week's weather forecast. Joseph?
Thanks, guys. Welcome back. It's March. We're talking some warmer temperatures. First, just a quick summary on February. We've been way below normal this February. And in fact, if you remember last February when we saw those huge negative numbers in our lows, like -17 about mid-February, this February was actually colder than the February last in 2014. And so it's just really unbelievable just how consistently cold it's been, but we're going to be talking warmer temperatures coming into the forecast for this coming week, and it's great. Last couple days, 39, 33, and 18. This 18 is actually the record low high for today, previously set back in 1976 as 24 for that number. Moving into just what's going on around the region, we're seeing about 15 or 16 degrees coming in at Lafayette, 15 up in Rensselaer, just really mid-teens all across the area. More pressure conditions, what's going on just kind of around the United States. We've seen this high pressure building in currently at least, and we've been seeing this pattern just throughout the whole entire winter. By the time you're watching this tomorrow evening, this high will be off to our east, and we'll be seeing some southerly winds bringing us some warming conditions overnight. As you can see, 23 is what we're going to be starting off. It's around 7 o'clock if you're heading out to some event, party, out in the bars. 23 is what you're going to be seeing, some of those temperatures. 25, 27 by tomorrow morning. So it's really going to be warming up with those southerly winds and that high exiting the area. Looking again at your short-term forecast here, you can see this big trough is just going to be exiting the area. We're going to see kind of this building ridge coming in throughout this next week. And this weekend, we're going to be seeing the effects of that as well, as we see 39, 40 degrees on Sunday, just really nice, partly cloudy conditions. And take a look at this next week. It's going to be absolutely wonderful. Monday and Tuesday, 41, 49. Great start to the week, not bad. Check out Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 55, 57. Unbelievable. Friday, slight chance of rain, 48. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Joseph. Every year, apparel design and technology students spend hours in Matthew Hall labs in preparation for their annual fashion show. The event gives students the opportunity to showcase garments that they have made throughout the school year.
However, the program that has been at Purdue since the 1970s will no longer be accepting applicants effective in the fall of 2015. Fast Track sat down with the students and instructors to learn more about the program's future.
A program that has been around since the 1970s is closing its doors. The Purdue Apparel Design and Technology program accepted its last round of freshmen this past fall. After merging into the College of Health and Human Sciences, the university has a new vision for the school.
That mission and just the words that are part of it doesn't fit directly with our design program. So I am planning to retire May of 16. Decisions had to be made, and so the administration of our college chose to phase out the program.
So what does this mean for current students in the program? While the structure of the class will continue to be the same, in the last years, the slowly decreasing number of students within the school means less diversity.
Losing some spark and some style, and that fashion show every year brings in a ton of money and people, and the PFA people get a lot of really cool people in here talking, and it just I don't know. I mean, there's going to be less people with colorful hair around now, I think.
They're going to lose a lot of diversity by doing this because we already have such a tiny little liberal arts thing, and by closing this down and then not allowing us to be absorbed into any other art program, I feel like we're the first of many to go.
And though the news has saddened both students and alumni alike, professors are glad to see that students are still willing to stick with their major.
But when we told the freshmen, and that's who we thought, we didn't want to lose them. We wanted them to stay with us, and we didn't lose any of them. So it really made us feel good that they knew why they wanted to come to Purdue, and they wanted to stick it out until the end.
So as the Purdue Fashion Department prepares to close its doors, they're asking the community to come out to what could be one of their last fashion shows. Planning, designing, and sewing. Just a few of the preparations that start at the beginning of the year to bring the Purdue Fashion Show to life.
It's a year-long process, and actually for some kids it starts as soon as they come into the program, they start thinking about it.
Freshmen can enter something in the art gallery, which is outside the fashion show that people can look at before they go in or afterwards or something. Or they can put a piece in the show. And then sophomores do 2 pieces in the art gallery, 2 on the show, on the runway. And then juniors do 4 on the runway and 4 in the art gallery. And then seniors just do their collection, and then we have an art table.
Even with all of the work that is done throughout the year, the last week before the show is said to be the most stressful.
And this becomes their second home. I mean, they eat, sleep, and drink in these 2 rooms.
But when it all comes together, the reward is well worth it.
I have my family and friends all coming, and most people don't tell them really what they're making. My models kind of don't even totally know what they're wearing. So just like the surprise effect and everyone's reactions.
In their faces when their collections walk, or when they've worked on a garment and put their whole heart and soul into it, and just watching their faces as it walks by.
This year's show will be April 18th at 3 p.m. in the Co-Rec. For Fast Track, I'm Beth Stanley.
Coming up, we'll learn about how the Greek community balances academics with chapter involvement and social activities.
Later in sports, we'll check in with Purdue wrestler Danny Sabatello as the Boilermakers wrapped up their season.
We are all Boilermakers, but we're also much more. We're history makers, exploring the farthest reaches of our universe, often when strapped to a rocket. We are hope makers, rebuilders of Haitian cityscapes who ensure they'll now withstand any disaster. We are difference makers, developers of drought-resistant crops that just might end world hunger. The fact is, what we make moves the world forward. We are Purdue, makers all.
I am an American.
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 That's the way most of us put it, just matter of factly.
They're plain words, those four. You could write them on your thumbnail,
or sweep them across a bright autumn sky.
But remember, too, that they are more than just words.
They are a way of life.
So whenever you speak them firmly.
Speak them proudly. Speak them gratefully. I am an American.
I am an American.
I am an American.
I am an American.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
That we do, and we try and
You, yeah, you. Have you ever dreamed of being on TV? Well, in the Brian Lamb School of Communication, we do more than that. You can learn about camera operation, lighting techniques, live TV shows, real client PSAs, weekly news productions, and more. For more information about the video production programs, visit our website or the advising office.
Purdue University is home to over 80 fraternities and sororities and 12 cooperative houses. Greek life is popular among students because of the long-lasting friendships formed, a variety of community involvement opportunities, and the sense of belonging to a community.
Many do not know that Greek life is not just about being a part of a social environment. Academics are a top priority for the Greek community. Fast Track reporter Don Kim met with members of the Greek community to learn more.
About 20% of Purdue's undergraduates are a part of fraternity, sorority, and cooperative life. Academics plays a large role in students deciding to take part in this unique college experience.
It's an all-around effort and an understanding that academics are why you're here. You're here to get a degree, and if we're going to be a successful fraternity and sorority community, primarily we have to promote the success of our students, and that starts with academics first and foremost.
Statistics show that students involved in Greek life academically outperform those who are not involved. The average undergraduate GPA for males is 2.88 and the undergraduate female GPA 3.04. However, the GPA for fraternities and cooperatives is a 2.89, while for sororities is a 3.13. The question posed is why do students involved in Greek life get better grades?
I think the willingness to be part of an organization that is going to require you to put forth some extra effort, and with the cooperative specifically, you're required to do house duties and put in some time around the house. And so I think the type of person that's going to be willing to put in that effort is going to be willing to put in the same effort to their grades as well.
A system of mentorship, sense of belonging, involvedness within the community, and access to more academic resources are some of the reasons students in Greek life claim to help their grades.
So fraternities and sororities do a good job of building in that mentoring program, and I think helping students understand how to prioritize and how to manage their time effectively so that you can be more involved and have a more diverse set of experiences and still do well academically.
The thing about co-ops that helps students get better grades is that there's a community that is interested in their personal success that is right around them, that if they fall behind a little bit, that community is there to back them up and help them succeed.
Each chapters of fraternities, sororities, and cooperatives all have an internal system to regulate and ensure all members are meeting academic expectations.
So currently the system we have in place is that we reward people for good grades. Unfortunately, this last semester, some of our members slipped a little more than we would like, and so we are currently in the process of establishing a house probation and also establishing a sort of study group to help give some structure to studying for those people who need it.
The number of students participating in Greek life is continuing to increase yearly, and academics is playing a large role in the rise of enrollment.
As a community over the past 3 semesters, we've seen nothing but consistent improvement. So we're happy to see that we're trending in the right direction, and the number of groups that are underperforming continue to go down, and the number of groups that are performing at a high level continue to improve.
Reporting for Fast Track, I'm Don Kim.
Thanks, Don. The Purdue wrestling team finished their final duel of this season with a 30-9 win against RU on February 20th. Throughout this season, the Boilermakers increased their record from 6-8 in 2014 to 10-8 in 2015.
As a nationally ranked competitor on the Purdue's wrestling team, Danny Sabatello made a huge contribution to increase the team's overall record. Fast Track reporter Han Yang Guo met with Sabatello to discuss his season.
Danny Sabatello is making his mark as one of the best wrestlers on Purdue's team this season. He has collected a 15-2 record in dual meets and has earned the Boilermakers 57 team points to go along with 2 Big Ten Wrestler of the Week awards. Sabatello believes the coaches and the training program have been the biggest key to his successful season.
We train hard, and we know it. It's no secret. We're always in shape, We got good technique because we have good coaches that are very knowledgeable about the sport. So, when you're going out on the mat and you know that you have great coaches that have prepared you well, you have nothing but confidence out there.
Purdue wrestling head coach Tony Ersland credits Sabatello's success to his own hard work.
What you see is a reflection of his lifestyle right now. He's doing the right things at home, in classroom, and in the wrestling room every day, and it's showing out here in front of the fans. His hard work's paying off. By doing the right things day in and day out, he's really emerged as a leader for this team as well.
Sabatello's biggest takeaway from his relationship with Coach Ersland has been an increase in intensity.
I think his main thing is his intensity, and that's big for me because I like to be an intense wrestler. So, when I look over and I see him or Coach Todd or Coach Tinelli in my corner, I get fired up.
Sabatello's high intensity brings energy to the team. As his teammates and close friends, both Luke and Doug Watch think he has a different mindset that has helped him become a unique wrestler and a great leader in the team.
I'd say his intensity level. Not very many guys can come in, day out with his mindset that he has and high energy.
He plays a big leadership role on our team. He brings everyone up, and he can lead by example. He definitely is someone that the younger guys can look up to.
Because of Sabatello's hard work and special mindset, the Watch brothers and Coach Ersland all have high expectations on him.
I see Danny, he's going to be a national champ, I think, one day. If not this year, next year for sure.
If he keeps it up, if he keeps doing all the right things and controlling all the things that he can do, there is no limits for Danny. He can make it all the way to the top if he, sets his mind to it. So I definitely believe in him, and I think he can make it to the top of the podium.
Just more of the same, to continue leading by example, to continue working hard, leading the right lifestyle. I just think, the sky's the limit for him. He can attain whatever goal he puts before him if he keeps working in this way.
As the Big Ten and NCAA championships are all getting closer, the 11th ranked Sabatello will continue leading the Purdue wrestling team and bring more wins to the Boilermakers. Reporting for Fast Track, I'm Han Yang Guo.
That's all the time we have for this week's edition of Fast Track. I'm Scott Jeffrey.
And I'm Erica Lewin. We'll be back next week with more stories around Purdue's campus. Thanks for joining us.